Nobody was stoned in the Bible when they slept with each other in history. You can search it. This thing I'm telling you about, you can search it yourself. You can study it yourself. But when they committed fornication, fornication has to do with strange women. These are the Bible described them. Strange women, harlots, prostitutes, strange women, harlots, prostitutes, and idol. They are always called foreign women. These people are people that are not from Israel, are people who serve other gods. Whenever you sleep with them, you join them in spirit in serving their gods. That's why the Bible said when Balaam want to curse Israel, they cannot curse them. He said, we cannot curse who God has blessed. Then Balaam suggested, let's give them our women, Amorites, like Moabites. Let us sleep with them. That if they do that, God himself will be angry with them. And when Israel, this is Israel, when Israel slept with these people, it was called fornication. And the anger of God burned against them, and many of them was destroyed. The Bible said Israel slept with the Moabites, which led to fornication, because these women were not serving Yahweh. They were serving other gods. And the Bible said through the fornication, Israel worshipped and ate their food. If you see Revelation, when Jesus warned against fornication, he said, you are following the teaching of Balaam, which caused the children of Israel to eat food sacrificed to idol, as commit fornication. So it is when Israel joined with another women which are possessed, that is when they commit fornication. You see some people now, after sleeping with some strange women, they will tell you they start seeing themselves eating in the dream. They start seeing themselves in different places. That is fornication. Fornication is having sex with an idol. Do you know a woman is an idol? A woman is an idol. Anybody that can host a spirit is an idol. The juju that you know, all those things that you know, those dirty things that you know, they just host a spirit. A woman also can host a spirit. It is the same thing. So the people of Moabites hosted spirits. You can call them mermaid, you can call them witches and all. They hosted spirits. So Israel joining themselves with them committed fornication. That's why the Bible said, don't you know that he that joined himself with an harlot, it is one with the harlot? Do you want to join your body that is the temple of God? Do you want to join it with an harlot? Which you understand? Because fornication is actually having sex with an unclean spirit. You understand? Let's give an example. Solomon had many concubines. David, even though that for when Solomon married strange women, the Bible said they turned his hearts away, and he was sacrificing to their idols. Because whenever you sleep with a Moabite, who is one of these things, which have the spirits, prostitute, harlot, this. If you see in Revelation, Jesus said, the great prostitute who sits on many waters, who have prostituted with the kings. So harlot and prostitutes, whenever you see that, they are talking about possessed people. They have the spirit of harlot, which is possession. They have unclean spirit. You understand, which is water and all that. When David was with that woman, the Bible said they led his heart astray, and he offered sacrifice to the idols, which is they polluted his spirit. They initiated Solomon. That's why Solomon's heart was not devoted to God. You understand? That's why God said, let Israel not marry foreign women, for they will definitely turn their hearts away from me. That is fornication. You understand? I don't want to go into sexual sin. I don't want to go into idolatry. You can go and search that yourself. But sexual sin is It has something to do with having sex with unnatural. You understand? But we are in fornication. Fornication actually means sleeping with an unclean spirit. You will never hear that someone said, oh, 90% of Africans born their children outside wedlock. There was no marriage. Nobody came and said this is how they destroy them. Or there are a lot of people in church not married, and there's nothing like, oh, God does not hear me, my life is destroyed. No, because that is not the actual fornication that is recorded in the Bible. Fornication is having sex with an unclean spirit. The person tells you he's a mermaid, he's a witch. It is for you to avoid that person. You understand? That is the one that destroys. Anybody that you will hear confession that the person was destroyed, it was with an unclean spirit, a foreigner, an harlot. You understand? That is what destroys people, not sex. According to the law, if you are caught having sex with your fellow Israelites, if the fathers approve, you are going to marry that person. Nobody was stoned for having sex. Nobody was killed for having sex. But people died for fornicating with foreigners. Anything that has to do with unclean person, whether it's a boy, the boy don't carry juju with juju, don't join himself with juju, or a woman who is a witch or mermaid, you have committed fornication. But an Israel, which is God's child and God's child, an Israel and Israel, it is not fornication. You can call it anything you want to call. But if they catch you according to the law, you are going to marry that person. The father agrees. But this, you get destroyed. Till today, it's still happening. To today, this is why Satan have his own agent for sexual sin to destroy people. You see this person slept with this person, just pregnancy, but you see this person slept with an unclean spirit. You start hearing glowing was stoning, death happened, this happened, it destroyed their life, the person got blind for his ministry and all that, because the person went to join himself with an unclean spirit. That is fornication. I'm not encouraging anything, I'm just showing the truth, and you can go yourself and study it. You can go yourself, study it, that if you are caught sleeping with a woman, you are expected to marry the woman if the father agrees. That is the law. That is not fornication. If it's Israel, Israel. But if you are caught with a foreigner, outsider, you have committed fornication. Because those people are idols. They occupy unclean spirits. They are called harlots, the great river, the woman that starts many waters. They are unclean. So therefore, you have committed fornication. You understand? What I'm trying to tell you is that if you see someone who don't put your hand for juju and all those things, just know, if you are still saying still my boyfriend, I'll sleep with him, you have committed fornication. And they have access to destroy you. If you sleep with an unclean woman, you have committed fornication. They have access to destroy you. But if you have sex with your fellow Israelites, because you are permitted, you have to marry the person. It is not fornication. You can call it anything you want to call it. This is fornication. And don't attack me. I know your pastor may not read it. Go and read. Go and check. You understand? Thank you very much.